NBC's coverage of the Subway 500 is brought to you by Subway. It's what to eat when you want to eat fresh. Subway, eat fresh. By Craftsman, the official tools of NASCAR, available at Sears. Craftsman makes anything possible. By Miller, there's good enough and there's better than it has to be. Miller, good call. And by Nextel Coast to Coast Walkie-Talkie. Nextel, done.
70,000 here at Martinsville Speedway today, watching the pace car lead the field in the Subway 500. Little residual damage.
A little bit, but you're going to see a lot of that today. There you see him right behind the 19 of Jeremy Mayfield. And as these guys get stacked up, you'll see the 48 car turn right and just gets into the back of the 19. Does a little bit of crinkle damage there in the left front fender, but I don't think that's going to hurt him.
Now, I don't think Sterling ran on the side of the 77 car. I think he was able to stop and not have any damage to the 40 car.
All right, so Jimmy Johnson continues in 13th place. Our Craftsman Truck Series update yesterday here at Martinsville. Jamie McMurray, with his first series win, went to the front late after drivers racing for the lead in front of him crashed together. New championship leader Dennis Setzer over Bobby Hamilton. 3 races to go and a very tight point race for the Craftsman Truck Series. NASCAR Busch Series update. Martin Truex with his 6th win of the season, holding off Greg Biffle at Memphis yesterday in the final laps. Kyle Busch faded late on old tires. Truex gained 64 more points. 4 races to go. The Busch Series in Atlanta next Saturday. Bill.
Alan, this was just 15 laps into the race. Early frustration from Jeff Gordon in the 24 car.
We're going to have to do something with this thing on new tires. It can't be that far off. It goes in there and it turns, but I cannot pick up the throttle. If I pick up the throttle, this thing just goes straight.
Very similar to the problem they fought yesterday in happy hour. We'll see if they can fix it.
Right now, Jeff Gordon has lost 3 spots since the start of the race.
Well, where they were at last week, I'm not going to write them off.
No.
As bad as they were at the beginning of that race at Lowe Speedway.
So, do you think Ward Burton wants to lead this race just a little bit?
I don't know, you think?
I get that impression just watching that 0 car as he closes up right on the back of the 2. And
hey, we talked about Elliott Sadler and this being a home track for him. This is a home track for Ward Burton, South Boston, Virginia.
actually, he's closer to Martinsville than Elliott Sadler. Matt, they got to be very happy down the 0 camp.
BP, they are very pleased. They were just waiting for the air pressures, like you talked about earlier, waiting for those pressures to come up. Ward says the car is tight just after the center when he really wants to make a cut with the wheel and a little bit loose off, but he is pleased.
Ward's got a birthday tomorrow, 43 years old. Like to celebrate it with a winner's trophy. Grandfather clock they give out for winning here at Martinsville.
Looks like if you're going to pass Rusty Wallace, you better do it in a hurry because...
Yeah, he's take about a lap or 2 to get going. Boy, he gets going, and that's it.
That's 10th place changing hands. Scott Riggs continuing to get shuffled to the outside of the 10 car.
Yeah, Scott's he's been struggling. He's not been able to stay on the bottom of the racetrack and opens up the door, and all these guys are going underneath him, Bill. Oh, sorry, Marty.
That's right. That's right, Wally. His car is too tight, and you know when your car is tight, especially at a place like Martinsville, where it's hard to turn down to the bottom anyway, Scott just can't keep it on the bottom. And when he does that, he gives up the bottom lane. And when you do that, this is what happens to you.
Yeah, you get past.
Kevin Harvick going by, Bobby Labonte going by.
The problem is with that is you're letting all these guys by, but you're also letting the leader catch you, and you're going to go a lap down real fast, too.
I mean, Jeff Gordon, as much as he's struggling, is trying to go by Riggs to take over the 17th position.
And all Scott Riggs wants to hear right now are 2 words.
Clear.
Clear low.
Clear low, yeah. Let me down to the bottom of the racetrack. Okay, finally I get down behind Greg Biffle in the 16 car.
So that's going to put him all the way back to 19th spot.
Can he stay there? Can he stay down on the bottom of the racetrack?
How about Travis Kvapil in the 06? This actually a 4th car from Penske Racing, and the championship leader Kurt Busch going to work him over there for 5th place.
Marty, I tell you what, this 06 car has been very impressive this weekend.
Absolutely, BP. They came here to test 2 weeks ago kind of to help out his teammate Ryan Newman, who was out of test and couldn't come here to Martinsville and test. And then on Monday they said, you know, that went so well, let's put him in the car for the race. They had no idea he would qualify 5th. Now he's running in 7th, getting ready to get passed by Ricky Rudd. They didn't have very great expectations for the day. They just want to finish all the laps. But Travis showing himself pretty well so far early in the race.
And I tell you what, the spotter just saved a crash there. He started down in 1 and started to go to the bottom of the racetrack, and the spotter said, car on the inside. So Quapple went straight and avoided the crash.
And Ricky Rudd was very happy of that because he was the guy that was on the inside.
So that's 4 cars that got by Travis in that little slip up into the outside lane before he was able to get back to the bottom. Actually 5 now that Jeff Burton's gotten by. Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Kurt Busch, top 2 in the championship, now nose to tail on the racetrack. That is for 4th and 5th places. Earnhardt Jr., 5 straight Martinsville top 5 finishes. And Kurt Busch, former winner here, Matt.
Running solidly in the top 5, and this team, a lot of luck last week at Lowe's. The 29 of Harvick blew up right in front, coated the windshield. He missed 2 wrecks and then had a flat tire as a caution came out. They know Martinsville's tough. It's going to be a long day, 500 laps. They're hoping they have plenty of luck left, Marty. The car just a little tight on exit.
Man, this is one of those days for the 8 car. Strangely looks like the 3 car. Dale Earnhardt Jr. looking very good. His car a little bit tight coming to him. His dad was so successful at this racetrack, and Jr. has won 2 of the last 3 short track races. His car very good, maybe even as good as Rusty Wallace's.
Boy, Newman is struggling right now. He is getting tighter and tighter, and he's going to lose a lot more positions if that car keeps going the way it's going. And I'm noticing a lot of other rubber too, up off the groove, and he was up in that a couple times too, Marty.
Hey, Wally, there I am. He's a little actually loose off is what he is, Wally.
Really?
And what happens is he goes to hit the gas and it just spins the tire. So he's having to wait on the gas so long, it gives a perception like he's tied off because he's having to wait so long before he can hit the gas. And there goes Junior trying to get second.
And he's going to take that spot away because right now the only place that you can have any speed at all is on the very bottom of the racetrack. You get on the outside where the 0 car is and you are in trouble. Big, serious trouble.
You kind of see the field beginning to bottle up behind Ward a little bit. He's lost some of the speed that he had when he jumped up there to second in the opening laps, and now he's hung in that outside lane.
Bill, these guys are still struggling with their setups.
Benny, it's all guesswork, isn't it? Or a lot of it here today, don't you think?
I think so, yes.
The new track surface, heavy rain overnight, washed all the rubber off the track. No idea how long the tires are going to give you grip. It makes the driver confused. It can confuse the crew chief. The first round of pit stops here will be extremely critical to finishing well in this race because that's going to be your first shot to try and make your car better.
Got a spinner. Ricky Rudd got nipped in the back bumper and does a 360 in turn 2. Caution is out.
And I tell you what, it looks like we're going to see a lot of that today. The left rear quarter panel and left bumper being torn up on these cars. We saw it on the 01 car of Nemechek, and now Ricky Rudd, the 21, has the same problem.
And now he wants to go have a word with the man who did the nipping at his back bumper, I believe.
Yeah.
He's not quite there. He's got a couple more to get by before he gets up to it. Bottom of the screen, right side.
Okay, who's the next car behind him?
That would be Mr. Green.
Jeff Green in 43.
Doink.
And Jeff Green gets a bump from the back from Jeff Burton in the 30.
And Ricky has pulled up alongside Mr. Green, and now you see pulled in behind him.
Well, that's where these guys now are going to be diving to the pits and making those changes. Wow.
Man, a lot of damage to this 30 car. We know one car that's going to the pit road, and that's the 30.
All right, 41 laps in. Do you come down pit road? Do you take tires?
I think they've got to.
Yeah, I do too. I think, and you're always, you got to change the car now. A lot of these guys are not happy with the chassis, so they're going to come in and they're going to make those adjustments like Bill was talking about, and hopefully get their cars better.
Pit road's open.
Any takers? Oh, yeah. Here they all come. McMurray, no! We started late, decided to come down pit road, so right now every car on the lead lap. Bill, everyone coming down pit road.
Yeah, this will be big, as we were talking about, Benny. For Jimmy Johnson in the 48 car, loose at the beginning of the run, then it starts to tighten up. They're going to make a slight chassis adjustment, and that's it for Johnson. Matt.
And Rusty Wallace makes his way to his pit stall. Look to see if the right rear changer pulls a spring rubber out. Rusty says the car was too free on entry. A four, it goes up over the top of the car. 4-tire change for Rusty. Marty.
Matt Dale Earnhardt Jr. with a pit stall. Number 2 on pit road, all the way at the head of pit road. Car pretty good, sliding the nose a little bit in the corner. Junior's the one who actually decided to pit. Tony Eury Jr. didn't want to pit. There they go, 4 tires, no changes for the 8 car. Dave?
The 20 car had a great pit stop. They raised the track bar. The car was a little bit tight from the first third of the center through the middle. Tony got that fixed, he hopes.
We'll check the restart order for you when we come back. You're watching NASCAR on NBC.